Hey guys, I want to make a video today talking about UHC Deathmatch and some tips I have for it. UHC Deathmatch is kind of like UHC Meetup, but with Hypixel's twist, and I've had a lot of fun playing it, and I just want to share some tips and tricks I've used to help me win my first game and to help me perform better within each game. So there's 3 stages to UHC Deathmatch. Stage 1 is the beginning, stage 2 is middle, and stage 3 is your final fight. So the beginning is definitely one of the most important parts of UHC Deathmatch, followed by the end and middle game being equally important. At the beginning, when the game first starts, you will see your gear and you can choose whether you want to reroll or you want to keep with it. My tip for you is to just prioritize how much healing you have, because for me healing is the most important part of the game. I don't care about my sword or armor because usually I can out combo most people and out hit most people, so usually whether they have better swords or better armor usually doesn't matter too much. But healing, if they know how to heal, they can out tank you and they will eventually end up killing you because you run out of healing. So healing is my most important thing. I usually prefer having up there in the 7th and 8th apples and 1 or 2 head. However, if you spawn with 5 heads and 2 or 5 apples and 2 heads or 5 whatever, I usually just try and prioritize sword at that point. But if you don't have much healing at the beginning, you're basically screwed for the rest of the game, unless the first player you kill has a lot of gear and healing. Now that we have all our healing, all our gear, and we are ready for our first fight, it's time to talk about the first fight. The first fight is one of the most, if not the most important fights you will ever have to take within the UHC Deathmatch. And that is because the first fight will determine how much healing you get from killing them, and how much healing you used fighting them and killing them, and also determines what kind of gear you will get. Choosing the first fight correctly is very important, and I will give you some tips I have for choosing it. I have bad lion clients, so I have level heads on, and I usually look to my left and right because that's where people spawn around you, and look for the lowest level because usually the lower the level, the worse the player is, and it's not always the case, but that's what I go off of, and I take that fight. After killing the poor level 1 noob, you are now in the mid game. In the mid game, the fights are going to get a lot more tough, and the players will be a lot better. You want to pick smart fights, and pick fights that you will come out the winner while using the least amount of healing as possible, but trying to maximize how much your opponents waste and how much you gain. To do this, you must pick your fights wisely and consider how many people the player has killed and how long has he been fighting. The longer they fight, the less healing they tend to have, unless there are some magical wizard who's a god. After the mid game, it's the end game where it's just you and one other person. However, the game's not over yet. The last fight is always going to be the toughest since you and your enemy will always have the most healing available. You want to try and fight to the best of your capabilities, and you want to use as little healing as possible. Usually my tip for you is try and get your enemy to heal first, and while they're healing, if you have more health than them by a lot, continue to crit them out, otherwise heal the same time they do, so then you guys are using the same amount of apples and you will continue to stay up on health. After doing this, you should be able to win most of your final fights. Congratulations, you just won your first game of UHC Deathmatch. If you follow these tips correctly, you should win most of your fights and you should win most of your games that you've played. Now here's my gameplay of me winning a game, and you can see how I put my tips into actions and what they should look like. I forgot to include some of these tips earlier in the video, so I'm just gonna say it now. So one extra tip I have is to play like a dick. Other people are gonna play like assholes and try and clean you up and to steal all of your loot, so you should do that to them. Usually they will try and lava you when you're fighting someone else, so just be careful of that. And just be aware of your surrounding and look for people who's trying to clean up your stuff. If they steal your stuff, just fight them right away if you have enough health, but otherwise you have to run away and heal. So just to reiterate my point, just play like a dick. Other people will steal your loot, steal their loot once they kill someone. Also, at the end of the day, this is just another game, so don't rage too hard. It's fine to rage once in a while, but don't break stuff over this game. And if you die, just join another one. I love you guys. Thank you for helping me hit 500 subscribers, even though I haven't uploaded for many months. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will try and post more frequently now that it's summer and I'm out of school. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.